Yo, what up, street talk, street gods, street vlogs, or Kim the house. Big fan of all Lululemon, and also shout out to the Korean American Ise second generation brand. The future is matte pink, mauve. So how to become more productive? So some thoughts. I mean, the first basic one is a physiological thing. Strive to sleep 8 to 12 hours a night. If you sleep more, you're finna be more productive during the day. And think about it this way. Let's say you only slept 2 hours last night and you have like 12 hours of free time during the day. Because you slept so poorly, you're not going to have the physiological energy to be productive even if you have 12 hours of free time. I would say, let's say you slept like 12 hours last night, right? Slept like a god. Then even an hour, 2 hours, you could get like super mega stuff, done, right? So that's one thought. The second one is think scale. So I have this idea. It's like Twitter 2.0. It's like everyone's okay. So what do most people do? It looks like 99% of people in modern day computer land world, whatever's, 99% of people's days is spent just writing emails and responding to emails. I mean, I also propose either Apple, iOS, or someone should make a widget. It's like, how many times did you open up your Gmail app and swipe down and refresh it today? Like Apple should, their new iOS should have a thing. It's like, pop up. It's like, you refreshed Gmail 289 times today, ... Do you wish to continue, ? Or maybe even an idea for Google, right? Gmail. It's like, let's say somebody's checking their email like 700 times a day, right? Google or Gmail or something should have a pop-up saying, you checked your email 799 times today, ... Want to take a break, ? Is a good idea. Yeah, if you use Google Chrome, actually one good Chrome plugin I really like is Inbox When Ready, which is like the super Zen focus mode to send emails. Or actually, in Google Chrome, there's a send to Gmail plugin that you can install in Chrome, which is actually pretty good. So for example, have you ever had a thing where it's like you want to send an email to somebody, but you don't want to open up your inbox because you're gonna get distracted by something else, right? Like this always happens, right? It's like there's a certain email that you want to send to a very specific somebody, right? And then you're gonna compose the email, right? So you unwittingly open up Gmail or your email app or whatever, and then boom, you're hit with your inbox, and then suddenly you get super flabbergasted and befuddled before you send it. So like often, even what I'll do is I'll open up iWriter, and then I'll pre-compose the email, and then I'll paste it after the fact. So there needs to be just kind of more just like buttons that allow people to send emails without looking at the inbox. It seems like a good idea. But anyways, so this idea is like, instead of sending only private emails, just make it all public. Just like post it on your blog and email it to like double dip in it. And I just feel that it'll be interesting because I think even his friend, what's his name? Ray Dalio, dude who wrote Principles, forget his Bridgewater Capital, one of the whatevers. When they did the high level, super high end CEO meeting type things, C-level executives, apparently they record the whole meeting and then they just share it amongst the whole company. So even if you use just entry-level position there, you can watch the high-level meetings. And he calls it radical transparency, which I think is, I actually think it's a good idea. I think it's super duper courageous and wise and intelligent. Yeah, radical transparency is a good idea. I mean, the only reason people would not like it is because people scared. Why so scared? Why so serious, right? So don't be so scared. So radical transparency makes it more productive. Also just like maybe also the best way to treat email is just like text message. So I mean, I think there's some email options out there, but I don't even know. But like, is there a way that like another suggestion for Apple, iCloud, iOS, whatever, Apple team, you're watching this, right? Is you should make an option, a part of iCloud Plus services where you could actually integrate your inbox with your iMessages text messaging. So the big issue is that people still treat emails like a freaking letter, like letter writing. It's like wrote you like 10 paragraph thing, right? And the downside of that is that it's just less efficient, effective, and then like think about this, you even have to put in a subject. It's such a headache, right? But if you just treated emails and then integrated with text messaging, people love to text message, right? It would just be much more seamless. And also another pro tip to become more productive, I personally do this too. So on iPhone or iPad, whatever, iPad Pro, turn on the voice dictation icon, the little microphone, just tap it and you can start talking. And voice dictation is like 1 trillion times faster than, typing it out like a plebeian. Let's say your thumbs at fastest could type 70 words per minute. I could imagine the human voice could dictate at least 300 words per minute, maybe faster. And also from a photo video productivity perspective, shoot the smallest resolution and the smallest FPS possible. So even when I'm vlogging this on the iPad Pro, I'm iPad Pro M1, holding this with 2 hands, no stupid case, no Apple Pencil. We shouldn't call it Apple Pencil anymore. We should call it Apple Stylist. You remember how much Steve Jobs hated the Stylist? You have Apple Stylist, bro. Or like a keyboard. It's like what? You have a netbook? You remember netbooks, right? Yeah. So I'm shooting 720 ultra wide mode. I'm just the back camera facing my face, and 720p 30 fps, and yeah, that's fine. It's the benefits of this is that it processes faster, it uploads way faster, it stores easier, etc. So don't get suckered by this like super high resolution game, which is just less portable. And even if you have a super fast internet connection, we're still limited by bandwidth and processing times, etc. Like even when I was in Korea, with super fast Wi-Fi's, some of the fastest Wi-Fi on the planet, shooting 4K 60 FPS or 5K 60 FPS, whatever, upload to YouTube, it's still like the uploading process could be relatively fast, like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever. But for YouTube or the algorithms to crunch the video and process it, takes like at least an hour or two. So irregardless of whatever's, you want to ship it quicker. And also, like, my thought is, someone emails you, message you, and you see it and you're not sure, just respond just to like confirming receipt. Like you could just be like Jeff Bezos, right? Like respond to say great period or cool. Like actually I think the biggest issue is that someone sends an email, confirmation receipt is just nice to have. So like even in college, I was like an original get things done GDT pro expert as even a college student, right? So then I'd send an email to my fellow staff members. Also fun pro tip, I actually co-founded the UCLA Photo Club, right? So I sending an email to John Golden and the homeboys, and I'm like sending an email to all my staff members, like 5 or 6 of them, and it's like, please, once you get this email, please at least reply all and type confirmation of receipt or confirming that I read this. Because like send an email and no one responds, you're like, did anyone read this? I'm not sure, right? So just saying, spell it out for people. It says click reply all and do and it just reduces the cognitive load. So that's good. And another thought I learned from Nassim Taleb too, and go to Nassim Taleb's Medium account and read his How I Write article, and it's just like whenever he responds to emails, whatever, it's always like you know, like a sentence at max, a few words is like often unintelligible responses. So like whenever you respond, it doesn't have to be intelligible, just to make it fun. Sometimes even like a fun idea I have from Kanye, right? It's like a year or two ago, it's like, we should just stop responding with words, just use the emojis. like when I used to use Facebook Messenger, I haven't used it in like 5 years, right? Someone sends a message, I would just send the really, really big thumbs up response. And like, that's all you need. Or, you know, if you have an iPhone, iMessages, someone sending you messages, just send them a voice memo. It's much more personal. Or better yet, do the selfie video and just send them a quick video selfie thing. It just makes things more personal. I have this theory between warm technology and cold technology. So if you send somebody just a text message, just a text, or an email, just a text, it's very cold insofar much as it's not personal. However, if you send images or videos or selfies of yourself doing it, then you have much more like intonation, nuance, emotional. So the more emotional you could make things, the better. Also, so yeah, responding, better to do it unintelligibly, promptly, or even the reason why iMessages is really the game killer is someone sends you a message, you know, just being able to push and hold their message and do a thumbs up. It's like one of the best ways to just acknowledge receipt, right? Is a good thought. Some also thoughts on productivity. So, I mean, Urin has a different life goal, right? But going to the gym at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, is actually one of the best ways to become more productive. Like even for a while when my mom was here, she was watching after Zen, then me and Cindy would do core power yoga together. And then later I would go to the gym as well, or vice versa, where I go to the gym and the gym. Even going to the sauna, taking a nap is quite productive. So like even a thought, like in the middle of the day if you're tired, just sign up for a random commercial gym, whatever's closest to you, whether it be like a 24-hour fitness, Gold's Gym, Crunch Gym, etc. If it has a sauna, just go to the sauna and just lie down and take a nap. And then, you know, you could sauna before you work out, after you work out, both, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think it's even Rick Rubin, the producer who helped produce Yeezus, which I consider one of the greatest albums of all time. Apparently he's a big hot sauna expert. And also, I think one of the best ways to become more productive is actually spend more time outdoors, which means like when I'm trapped in the house, my mind cannot wander as far. But when I'm outside looking to the distance, it's much better for productivity. If it's cold, just put on your Canada Goose jacket, F it. I almost think like if you live in a cold weather place, wintertime, it's better to buy like a $2,000 Canada Goose jacket than to buy a new iPhone Pro, is my thought. And even phone technology speaking, hello, the best phone is the smallest, most unobtrusive, lightest phone. So still the best phone is probably an iPhone mini, or once I mean, it's kind of discontinued already, then just getting the smaller iPhone, not the Pro, just the phone that you can use with your left hand as well. Or better yet, don't even use a phone, just use your iPad Pro instead. And you know, also thinking about like what is productivity, or what does it mean to produce? It's not to just send a bunch of emails, but productivity means to produce. Producers, and also if you're part of the industry and you really know, actually the really smart people who are part of the industry know that it's actually not the Hollywood directors nor the actors who are the ones with the real power. The people with the real powers are actually the producers. And producers are super smart because they all just look like normal Joe Schmoes wearing hats, like super low key, nobody who knows who they are. And they actually prefer it this way because they can still go to the gym, not get hounded, and they could live their lives. So I actually have a theory is that if you're a super mega director or actor, you're almost kind of like a sacrificial goat insofar much as like they're kind of sold like let's say you're Brad Pitt or whatever, right? The aspirational idea is that everyone wants to become the super famous actor, but once you become the famous actor, you can't even go in public. You can't like walk around the block. You can't go to a local coffee shop and just vibe out without getting mobbed, unless you put on a ski mask and sunglasses, I suppose. Or if celebrities, like you're watching this, use celebrity, use smart, just drive a old Prius and then in terms of clothes, just dress as low-key as possible. Yeah, maybe it is a good idea to wear like super big ass sunglasses. And it's actually funny too, because like maybe it's a good idea not to wear a hat, because sometimes when people try to look too low-key and uncover, you actually end up drawing more attention to yourself, which is kind of funny. Yeah, like, can Justin Bieber go in public no more without being mobbed? He should just drive a Prius. Just drive Prius. Drive a silver Prius. Super low-key. I was actually talking to one of my buddies. It's like, what is the best low-key, like, if you had a getaway car, it's like, what's the best stealth low-key car? He's like, dude, it should just be like a white car in SoCal, because then like it's like dude just robbed the store. He's like, what's the vehicle? It's like a white Prius. It's like, oh no, it's like we can't find it, right? It's a funny thought. I was like randomly at the gym, and I was on the TV. It was like a getaway vehicle. I'm like, what would be the best getaway vehicle? Because then like you had to go for like distance. So like, was it Prius Prime? Can you imagine that as a getaway vehicle? It's a Prius Prime, right? White Prius Prime in SoCal. Because like it's a distance game. Because like I think most high-speed chases on the freeway, it's actually not about speed. It's about distance and endurance. And then they usually just the car keeps driving until it runs out of gas. It should be like a Prius Prime. Like, or even like in the Tenant movie, this is kind of like sneaky product placement, but there's like, what else you need? A car that is fast but doesn't look fast, and then they drive like a BMW 5 Series. So I'm sure BMW just gave them a bunch of money for that. Yeah, kind of a distasteful Christopher Nolan moment. It's kind of tricky too, because like a lot of these companies, corporations who try to produce these big movies like iRobot, distasteful product placement can make a film not immortal. So even what the I Am Legend or iRobot, I don't even remember, was it like, it's like, oh my god, my Converse All Stars 1989, and then it's just like super distasteful product placement. Or even what, E.T. with the Reese's Pieces or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, I guess you done made the trade-off to produce it, but now as a consequence it's not going to become immortal. Even our best friend Heraclitus, I believe, said the best good is to seek immortality amongst mortals. Is a good idea. But anyways, so yeah, I think, and ultimately to produce much, to be prolific, think about it this way, like if you use an avocado tree, if you produce a lot of avocados, certainly you're going to be praised more than the tree that produces few avocados. And therefore, the more you produce, it seems better. Also, notions of quality are very, very not critical, right? It's like, people's like, oh, you produce so much low quality stuff. It's like, what is your definition of quote high quality? It's like, yeah. And I think people say that as a means to just simply disparage you. And people's jealous of productive people. Even Nietzsche, right? Like talking about like a lot of people are just angry and sad and mad and salty because they're not productive. Even being a productive scholar is a highly desirable trait. Also, a good way to become more productive is essentially just don't be distracted. I mean, the uber productive person wouldn't even use email. Like, I check my email once every like 3 years. And don't watch the news, don't use social media, don't have email installed on your phone. The best way to be productive on your phone is uninstall everything. I have this Zen Experiment where every single day I try to at least uninstall one app from my phone or my iPad or my device, and I've kept up this habit for quite a long time. And the stuff you really, really need, you'll reinstall, but the stuff that's superfluous, you won't. So simple thoughts on your phone, your iPad, whatever. No YouTube, no. And then also unsubscribe from all these streaming services, like no Apple TV Plus, no Netflix, no Hulu, no Disney Plus, etc. And if you really, 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 really want to watch something, then subscribe to it. And after you're done watching the series, like you want to watch the new Mandalorian, whatever, just watch it on Disney Plus. And then once you're done, just cancel that shit, right? Because the worst thing that people do is that, like, you know, opening up a certain streaming service and then looking for something, like, I'm bored, I want to watch something, right? And if you're bored, the best thing to do is just to go to the gym. It's funny because I realized about media, all sort of TV shows, media, whatever, it all has to do with other human beings doing some sort of human being activity, human beings, right? The best thing is just go to the gym. Just go to the gym, talk to other human beings, you know, people watch. At worst, you could get a good pump, whatever, or just take a nap in the sauna. And even some of my best thoughts come from the gym. So, you know, in between sets, when I'm working out or I'm at the gym, take a nap in the sauna, often I get all these like turbo thoughts and ideas, and I'll just jot them down or publish them from my iPhone SE. Also, I think using an iPad Pro is 1 trillion times better for your productivity than using any iPhone Pro. So, like, currently speaking, you know, I just have an iPhone SE, which is giving me a lot of problems. It keeps overheating and shutting off when I'm GPSing stuff, especially now that today is overcast, but then the heat is bad. Yeah, so just use your phone as sparingly as possible. Use your iPad Pro more. I mean, my thought is, you know, M1 chip, M2 chip, it's going to always be at least 1 trillion times faster than any Apple A whatever series chip. So that's a thought. Also, don't use your laptop. I think laptops are bad. Laptops are bad for your back, for your mobility, stuff like that. And also what I love about using iPad is just you can walk around, you can vlog, type out your thoughts, and you know, do stuff like that. Also, I have a funny thought too, is in order to become more productive, using some sort of compression clothing, I think actually is a good idea. Like, I bought the Lululemon Vital Drive leggings and License to Train top compression shirt, whatever. So I have a theory that compression clothing motivates you to move and therefore makes you more productive. So ultimately, I think if we think about productivity from a physiological perspective, it's a good thing. Also, if you want to become the uber productive person, intermittent fasting, no breakfast, no lunch, only one massive dinner a day, 100% carnivore diet. Don't drink alcohol, don't smoke weed, because some people say it helps them sleep. It might help you superficially fall asleep, but you ain't finna sleep well. So quit that. And if you have a hard time with insomnia, simple solution is go to the gym, try an Atlas lift of over 8 plates. Trust me, you're finna fall asleep. And then also 100% carnivore diet. Like, just like, okay, if you have really bad insomnia, okay, simple solution. Go to the gym, try a super heavy 1 rep max, Atlas lift, rack pull, whatever have you. And then go to all you eat Korean barbecue. Don't eat no marinated meats for suckers. Have the pork gel, picanha top sirloin, and then get the large intestine and the beef heart and beef liver, and eat as much as humanly possible. And then go home, charge your phone, your device in a separate room. Certainly you're gonna fall asleep. It's just like, whether you like it or not. And also, if you have a hard time falling asleep at night, just read paperback books, right? Just no Kindle. It's still, like, I used to read books on my Kindle iPad, and then the reason why it's bad is that it still activates your brain in a bad way, because, like, you know, on Kindle you could highlight something, you could look up the word, whatever. Just read a paperback book, just like read the Iliad, read Nietzsche's Will to Power, whatever. And just have a paperback book next to you. And in the end, I think even if you have a 0.0001% interest in doing something, just do it, publish it, and just send it.